Hello my loves, welcome back to Beauty by Jason. I don't want to start this video off with an apology, but I think I have to. I know it's been a couple weeks since my last upload and I do apologize. My life has just been in shambles. I don't know, I'm trying not to be too harsh on myself because I feel that everything happens for a reason, and there's so many things that you in the moment will completely beat yourself up for that in the long run you're just going to end up laughing about anyway. So I do feel that I have to push fast forward in this occasion and just laugh now about it, and I have been laughing, but at the end of the day I'm still here. So I think unpredictable is a great word to describe the last couple weeks for me. If I could write a novel, they could probably even film a movie. It would be called something like Spice World. Just know that I do read everything and I do appreciate all of your love and support because you guys have just been, honestly, I don't even think amazing is the word. You guys have been so nice to me, so thank you so much. Please continue to subscribe, to like, to share. Do whatever you want with this channel. Honestly, I do all of this for you guys. I don't make a profit. I don't do this because I want any type of recognition or anything like that. I just do this because I truly enjoy connecting with you guys. Just a huge thank you. You guys have just been the loves of my life, honestly. And by the way, I don't know if you guys can see, but I am wearing a Superman t-shirt. I wanted to bring that up because I have not worn a Superman t-shirt since I think high school. The reason why, that's all I wore in high school. I don't know why I thought that was the coolest thing, but I had them in like every single color, and every time we had a dress down day I was like, I'm gonna wear a Superman t-shirt, but this time it's gonna be in yellow. And the sizes were never right because of course I was just as awkwardly shaped as I am now in high school, if not even worse. I've kind of filled out a little bit, but they always look like pajama shirts. I look back and on top of that I would roll up the sleeves. I look back on so many pictures and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? But now of course I have learned the benefit of denying one's true size. I always wear a small. I don't care what my weight is, I'm always gonna wear an extra small. I don't care. I want to feel like a small, and you know what? If I'm gonna buy my shirt, I'm gonna buy it extra small. So if you guys ever want to send me like a shirt, a bra, anything like that, make sure it's in an extra small because I don't do anything else. Thanks guys. I know I'm a sick person. I just wanted to bring that up because someone very special to me gave me this shirt and I just decided to wear it today, so I thought it was really nice. Maybe this is kind of like an homage to my old high school self. I think I was a pretty cool kid in high school, honestly. I was never a troublemaker. I just wanted to laugh all the time, and that's the one thing I do look back on as far as high school, and I truly appreciate it because I really surrounded myself with people that just wanted to laugh, and I think that's probably the healthiest experience I could have had. Nobody was really trying to get into trouble or do crazy things or get caught having sex in a cafeteria, which happened in my high school. And it wasn't me. It wasn't me, just to let you know. Mom, I know I kind of ramble at the beginning of these videos, and oh, by the way, my girlfriend Nikki, who I love, Nikki, if you're watching this, much love to her. That's my sister. That's my sister. She actually suggested that she wanted to see Random Thoughts by Jason Irizarry. So if you guys would be interested in watching those type of videos, let me know. I actually took the time to watch my introductory video, and I do kind of appreciate just turning the camera on and talking. I know that a lot of these videos consist of a lot of information, which is great, but if you guys would be interested in just me turning on the camera and just speaking on whatever is going through this mind of mine, I definitely would be interested in doing it. I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in watching it, but definitely let me know down in the comments if that is something that you guys would want to see in this channel. Either way, I wanted to come back with a video on strobing. I put the quotes in there. I hate when people do that. I prefer when people do this. Don't listen to me. But I wanted to come back with a video on strobing because I know that's been a big topic in the beauty community. And I don't know, I know that people have a lot of questions about it. Am I really sure what it is? I'm not sure. I've gathered some information from some articles that I've read. But from the way it is described, it is the anti-contour. Now, my perception on it is that it truly is just highlighting, which I share the same perspective with a lot of people out there. From what I gather from some of the articles that I've read, I guess it's more of an emphasis on highlighting and kind of minimal, if not any, contouring. Then I thought about it, and then it kind of made sense to me as far as minimal contouring and more of an emphasis on highlighting as far as this season, because there is an importance to contouring when it comes to doing full face foundation, because you definitely want to go back in there and put that dimension and that shadow and that warmth back into the face that you kind of lose with putting on a full face of foundation, because nobody's face is one color. When I first read these articles about strobing, I'm like, how could you possibly skip that? But if it is this type of season and you're not really wearing foundation, then it kind of makes sense to kind of just put more of an emphasis on your highlighter rather than contouring. And that is the purpose of highlighting. It does add an aspect of dimension in a different way, because you're working more with the light than you are with the dark and with the shadow. But I don't know if I could ever just get away with just putting on highlighter. It does kind of make sense to me in a way, because if you are, let's say, on vacation at the beach, but you still want to look a little glowy, adding a little bit of highlighter and just adding highlighter does kind of make sense to me. But at the same time, do I think that it's all an act to kind of come out with kits and trends and make money? I do. And that's why I wanted to take the time to film this video, because I didn't want to necessarily film a strobing tutorial, but I thought that it would be a good opportunity for me to talk about some of my favorite highlighters, both drugstore and high-end, and also applying, because different parts of your face are going to need different brushes. If you guys aren't familiar with highlighting or strobing, it's truly just taking the highest points of your face and putting an emphasis on them with either using a matte or a shimmer product. So like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a shimmer. If you're not a person that's into a shimmery look, you could definitely pull this off with a matte product. But we are going to be talking about shimmery highlighters, because they're all the rage, and I personally love a shimmer highlighter. I just think it adds such a nice glow, and it's just beautiful. Honestly, I love them. Now, of course, if you're not familiar with the highest points in your face as far as makeup application, that would be the top of your cheeks, the under eye of your brow, above your brow if you choose, your forehead, the bridge of your nose, your cupid's bow, and your chin. Now, of course, like I stated, this is just the typical and traditional spots for makeup application. You can highlight anything that you want or anything that you feel that you want to push forward, because bringing light to a specific area is going to bring attention and is going to push it forward. But traditionally, those are the areas that we highlight as far as makeup application. Like I said, I wanted to take the time not only to talk about some of my favorite highlighters, both drugstore and high-end, but also some recommendations as far as application and brushes to use. Now, should I start with highlighters? I think I will start with highlighters. I think I want to start with my most frequently used highlighter, which is a cult classic, which would be MAC's Soft and Gentle. This is just legendary. I'm pretty sure you'll hear every beauty guru talk about this bad boy. As you guys can see, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Just such a beautiful highlighter. I've used this on so many different clients. What I absolutely adore about this one is that it is universal. I've used this on some of my deeper shade girls, and I've used it on some of my lighter shade girls. Now, the thing about highlighters is that traditionally you will get more of a pigmentation on someone that is of deeper skin, because what I've noticed is that when I have applied a highlighter to someone that is fairer, it takes a bit more product to kind of get it to really pop off the face. And I think this is solely just because you are applying this to a lighter base. Think of it kind of like the stars in the sky. You see them more at night than you do during the day. So that is something that you need to take into consideration if you are looking into purchasing a highlighter. This is actually described as a gilded peach bronze. It is absolutely beautiful. What I love about this product is that it is mineralized, and it is very, very soft. As you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the pigmentation is absolutely beautiful. There you go. Now, I'm gonna say, when I purchased this product, I was debating whether I wanted to get this or the Becca Opal, which is another cult classic. That one is just, people rave about that one, and I totally understand. I swatched it in store, and it was like, oh my God. It's that product that you swatch, and like 3 hours later, when you're like ordering at Arby's in the drive-thru, you're like, oh, wait a second. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Now, in pan, they both look very similar. They're both kind of that peachy, kind of golden bronzy kind of color, which is absolutely beautiful. But what I noticed about the Becca, and what made me not purchase the Becca, as beautiful as it is that when I swatched it on my finger, I noticed that there was a bit of matte pigmentation in the formula, which for me is what makes it look so beautiful, because when you swatch it, it goes on so absolutely smooth. Because if you have the right skin complexion, that matte pigmentation is going to work as that middle ground, so it's going to look even smoother and just blend like a dream. But the problem is that when you are a makeup artist, you have to remember that you have to buy products that are more universal. So what ends up happening is that if you do have a highlighter that has that kind of matte middle tone in there in the formula, it can come off ashy if it's not applied on the right skin tone, if that makes any sense. Like I said, if it's applied on the correct skin tone, it looks absolutely beautiful because that matte shade is gonna blend out. It's gonna create more of a dimension because it's gonna kind of, how do I describe this? The matte shade is gonna kind of, it's gonna come off more blendable because the matte shade is kind of gonna build the bridge between your skin tone and the highlighter and the shimmer. It's gonna be tricky to get that to work on so many different clients because that middle matte tone can come off ashy. So if you are someone of deeper complexion, that is definitely something that you want, or you know what, even someone of fair complexion, because I know the highlighters can come off too dark on people that are too fair. So that is something that you want to think about when you are shopping for a highlighter. Like I said, if you find the right one with that right middle ground as far as that matte shade that they have in the formulation, it works wonderfully. It blends out like a dream. But like I said, since I am a freelancer, you kind of want to find things that are more universal. Now, as I look at the swatch on my finger, I don't really see any matte pigmentation in here, which is great because it does make the highlighter more universal if it's really just built up of shimmer. But at the same time, like I said, having that middle ground and having that matte pigmentation in there really builds that bridge and just makes it so much smoother. But Soft and Gentle is definitely just an amazing highlighter. This is high end. I think this is, how much is this? Soft and Gentle is $32, like I said. But was it worth the purchase? It was, because I get so much usage out of this. Absolutely adore this. Now, two highlighters that I've been absolutely loving that are on the, I guess, higher end as far as cosmetics go are the Gerard Cosmetics highlighters. I absolutely adore these. If these are blinding you, I apologize. I don't. I purchased both of these through a link that was provided by Manny MUA, and I got them really cheap. I think that the regular price for these are $40 a piece, but I purchased both for, I think, $17 with free shipping, so they were absolutely very, very affordable, especially compared to something like Becca that I think runs for like $38. So these were very affordable at the time, but I ended up purchasing both. I got the Marilyn and the Lucy, so I got both of them. Now the Marilyn is described as more of a white gold. As you guys can see, the packaging is just great. I love this little door, and this is absolutely beautiful. Now what I love about these is that, as you guys can see, they aren't really like the MAC Mineralize powders. They don't have that kind of baked appearance. They're more of a pressed powder, honestly. This one is more of a traditional kind of white gold, which is absolutely beautiful. I will swatch these. They're more of a pressed powder, which is absolutely great. I do feel that this one has a little bit more of a kind of a matte consistency, and they are very soft and very buttery, so they are very, very nice. For $17, I think these were a steal, and I'm happy that I grabbed both of them. But that is the Marilyn. The other one that I picked up was in Lucy, which I think is the only two that they offer. And as you guys can see, it comes with the same type of packaging. Now, I have played with this bad boy and I used it to compare it to Soft and Gentle, and I do think that it has more of a yellow tone, but this one absolutely looks amazing on women of color. I've used it on a couple of my darkest clients. I used it on Tamika, which was the model for my last video that I posted. Do I think they're worth the $17? I do. They're very, very soft and they're great highlighters. Now, I have used Marilyn on my clients that are of fair complexion, and I have used Lucy on my clients that are of deeper complexion, and I love both of them. I do feel that I have to apply a little bit more of the Marilyn, but I think that is more of an issue of highlighters appearing on fairer skin tones and really getting a pigmentation and really building up that pigmentation. But I think they're both great. If you can get these for $17 a piece with free shipping, I say definitely go for it. I think they're great. I can't speak on Gerard Cosmetics lip products because I don't own any, but as far as the two highlighters, I am very impressed. I kind of hope that they release more. The only thing that I was kind of disappointed with, honestly, was the shipment. I've gotten stuff from BH Cosmetics, which is a pretty reasonable priced cosmetic company, and it blew that shipment out of the water, honestly. So Gerard Cosmetics, if you're listening, just do something about that shipment. The products, these two are absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love them, but that shipping was, girl. That envelope came here looking tired. Like it had been through, it had been through everything, and the foam was like, Am I satisfied with the products? Of course. I think these are absolutely amazing. They were worth every cent. I would definitely repurchase. If they came out with a new color selection, I would totally get them. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I definitely think they're worth your money. I think you get 12 grams in these, and the Max Soft and Gentle you get 10. So I do think this is totally worth the price point. I do love the packaging. I think it's great. Like I said, I can't speak as far as their other products, but as far as these highlighters, absolutely amazing. Now, like I said, those two are more on the higher end as far as price points, but that's not to say that you can't find great highlighters in the drugstore or even online. For instance, one that is very, very affordable and I recently purchased for my sister actually. My sister is a shimmer junkie. Michelle, if you're watching this, I absolutely love you. My sister is my life-size Barbie. She truly is. I've learned all of my beauty from her. She is just an absolute inspiration. But my sister has an addiction, and her addiction is shimmer. And I can't really blame her, but if I ever got a phone call from the emergency room saying that she had an overdose on shimmer, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, because that woman bathes in everything that is reflective. You know, more power to her. We love her for it. But I actually purchased this for her and ended up absolutely loving it and being just incredibly impressed when it came. So this is the Wild and Radiant Baked Illuminating Bronzing Palette from BH Cosmetics. Can I tell you that this is absolutely amazing. If you are someone that is experimenting with highlighters, if you're trying to figure out what shade is the best for you, I think this is absolutely great. Why? Not only does it come in a palette, it comes with 4 highlighters here. Now, 2 are described as bronzers, but they can totally be used as highlighters because, as you guys can see, they are extremely shimmery. This is $8, ladies and gentlemen. $8 for this. In the package, you get a gold, a champagne, a rose gold, and a bronze. So really, if you are a person that is trying to figure out what highlighter works for you, I would definitely pick this up. Even so, if you are someone that wants to switch up your highlighters, this is absolutely amazing. The packaging is great. It is cardboard, so I do think that this makes it a little bit more travel friendly. I'm going to swatch it with my other hand because this one's full already of shimmer. So as you guys can see, this is the more traditional gold, this is the bronze, this is the champagne, I believe, and this is the rose gold. Beautiful. And the pigmentation on these is absolutely wonderful. Do you guys see that? Just great. Beautiful. They are so soft and so amazing. And like I said, for the price point, you cannot beat that. You just get the full spectrum of color. So if you are a person that is trying to figure out what works for you, if you are a freelancer and you want something that's going to cover you, the price point is absolutely amazing. The product itself is great, as you guys can see. They feel very, very comparable to MAC Soft and Gentle. They are soft, they're mineralized, they're baked, and they are $8 for 4 amazing highlighters. I think they're absolutely great. I think this is totally worth it. And I don't know, I would honestly consider it. I don't know why whatever. You ever get a text message from somebody and you're like, oh, now you want to text me? Bye, girl. I digress. Anyway, I do think this is absolutely amazing. I think everyone should try this. Honestly, if you haven't purchased anything from BH, definitely do. They also have eyeshadow palettes that are the same as far as this line. I think they're absolutely great, and I think this is absolutely worth it. I'm sorry that I kind of switched it up on you guys. There you go. I think this is absolutely great. I think it's worth it. And like I said, I can't wait for my sister to try this. I haven't seen her in a couple weeks, so as soon as I see her, I'm going to give it to her. And I hope she likes it just as much as I do, because I think it's absolutely phenomenal. And for the price point, you cannot beat that. Now, like I said, that one is exclusive to bhcosmetics.com, but if you are looking for something from the drugstore, the first ever highlighter purchase that I've ever made was these Wet n Wild Fergie CenterStage collection shimmer palettes. These are actually really nice. Are they as pigmented as my others? Honestly, no, they aren't. It does appear that it is kind of that mineralized marble kind of effect, but unfortunately, I can't swatch it for you because, oh, I have one finger left to swatch, but unfortunately, it is more of kind of a pressed powder. I think these were $6, which isn't bad either. Now, this is the one in Rose Champagne Glow, and I also have the one in, this one is Rose Golden Goddess. Now, these are not really as pigmented as my other highlighters, of course, but that's not to say that they're bad highlighters. It's just to say that the method of your application would have to change in case you wanted it to be more pigmented. I wouldn't apply these with a fan brush. I would apply these more with a dense blush brush if you wanted it to be very pigmented and you wanted a lot of shimmer. But if you are someone that doesn't really desire that and you just want a little bit of a glow, I would definitely go with these, because it would take a lot to kind of over apply this product. It's actually a little bit on the harder side. So these are absolutely great. Like I said, if you are someone that is looking for something affordable from the drugstore, they're not the most pigmented, but if you are someone that isn't looking for something that's gonna attract, you know, the stars in the sky, then this is absolutely great. I don't prefer to use these because it does take a little bit of a heavier application to get more pigmentation when it comes to these. But that's not to say that they're bad highlighters. That's just to say that you have to apply them differently. Now, as I stated before, the different places on your face in which you will be applying your highlighter are definitely going to need a different application method. Now, as you guys may already know, I know that the most popular method is by using a fan brush. The one that I personally use is this one from BH Cosmetics, which I believe I got this from one of their like 36-piece brush sets. As you guys can see, it just fits ever so nicely right there to highlight the top of your cheek, which is the most traditional area, I guess, to highlight. I just absolutely adore highlighting with this brush. It's not so dense where it would pick up too much product, but at the same time it picks up just enough to give you a nice dusting. Now, as I said, when it comes to the top of the cheeks, your application should be more of a dusting. So fan brushes work absolutely phenomenal. I know some people that highlight the bridge of their nose with their fan brush, which is great too, and some people do highlight their Cupid's bow with the fan brush. Would I do that? No. Why? Because I've seen a lot of girls end up with like sparkle mustaches. I wouldn't personally use a fan brush to highlight more concentrated areas. I would definitely use more of a concentrated brush when it comes to smaller areas, because you are going to get shimmer in places that you don't necessarily want them. So when it comes to places like the bottom of the brow, the inner tear duct, even above the brow, or the Cupid's bow, what I personally like to use when it comes to highlighting is either a traditional liner brush. Because it's so small, you really get a precise application. Now, I know some people usually take a traditional maybe eyeshadow brush and highlight that inner tear duct. I don't necessarily like that because I feel that sometimes it looks a little bit like eye boogies. I'm just saying. So what I like to do is I definitely like to go in with a liner brush and just really get a precise highlight right there at that inner tear duct. Same goes for the brow bone. Instead of using your fan brush, I would definitely recommend to use just your traditional angled liner brush. That way you're able to get in there and really carve out that brow and then blend it out. You're not going to end up with shimmer in places that you don't need it. Same goes for the Cupid's bow. If you're going to highlight your Cupid's bow, I would definitely recommend using something, like I said, as a liner brush, because you're going to be able to go in there and put the highlighter on there, blend it out, so that you don't end up with a shimmer mustache. Now, if you are a person that does not have one of these fan brushes, you could always definitely use just your traditional blush brush. Just be very cautious, because the denser the brush is, as this has a bunch of product on it, that just goes to show how much I prep for these videos. But when it comes to highlighters, you definitely want to make it look effortless, and you definitely want to make it look like you've just been lightly kissed or dusted. You don't want it to kind of have any rough edges. You don't really want to see that. You want to make sure that it's all blended. So if you are going to use something like this, definitely make sure that you take the time to tap off any excess and go in there and lightly apply that onto the top of the cheek area if that's what you want to do. And you also don't want to use anything too big like this. Can you imagine me highlighting with this? I can't even honestly tell you the last time I used this brush, honestly. It's just so ridiculous, isn't it? Last night I dreamt of San Pedro. But either way, I say go, I say strobe, I say highlight, I say do whatever you please. So yeah, I hope you guys learned from this. Like I said, I didn't want to make it too much of a tutorial because there's really nothing new to strobing. It's truly just highlighting. But I do hope that if you are maybe shopping for a new highlighter, or maybe this is your first highlighter, I hope that some of the information that I gave would help you kind of decipher what works for you and what doesn't. I'm very happy to be back. I thank you guys so much, like I stated before. For all you people that have joined the channel, thank you guys so much. And for the people that have been with me from the beginning, hugs and kisses, thank you guys so much. It's just been an incredible journey. I definitely hope to be back with more videos. If anything, just let me know. I will be here. All right, I will see you guys later. I love you guys. All right, bye. Watch me end up dropping one of these. Watch, just watch.